I'm Chief Warrant Officer 4 Victor Pinion, U.S. Navy retired, telling some stories of my naval career. This one is of shortly after I had reported aboard the USS Midway, CV-41, which was home ported in Yokosuka, Japan. My family and I went through a series for about 3 days of introduction to Japan presentations, where we learned how to get by Japan. We had applied for housing, but there was no naval housing available on the base there at Yokosuka. So we had to move into a little Japanese house across the peninsula on the side of a mountain on the shores of Sagami Bay. Overlooking Sagami Bay, we could see Mount Fuji over there from our little Japanese house. This was an old Japanese house, pre-World War II style. And we moved in there with some borrowed furniture from the Navy. We had mattresses that we threw on the floor to sleep on. We had been briefed on the bugs in Japan. There's a lot of them. We got acquainted with quite a few of those insects. Among them was Benjo spiders. These are great, big, brown, hairy spiders, similar to the tarantulas here in the United States. We had about our third night in our little Japanese house. My wife and I are laying on the mattress on the floor in our bedroom, and we noticed this great big old Benjo spider way high on the wall in our bedroom, just sitting there. And as we moved around, we could see his eyes moving, watching us. Kind of spooky. He stayed there watching us for 3 days. During the third night of him watching us, after we turned the lights off, went to bed, I'm laying there on my right side, about half asleep, when that spider used the side of my face as a springboard to catch a big bug that was coming across the floor toward me. And the muscles in my skin fired me up off that mattress. And my wife goes, what's matter? What's matter? I said, oh, nothing. Benjo's spider just bounced off my face. She jumped up and turned the light on. And that spider had captured his bug and he ran off with it. Well, that wasn't our only Benjo spider experience. The next day, she saw a Benjo spider. She thought it might be the same one high on the wall in the front room of our little house. I was at work. She grabbed a can of insect spray and she advanced in toward him. And that spider was watching her. And she held that can of spray up. At the first little psh, it jumped right over her head. She about peed her pants. Scared her half to death. They told us don't mess with the Benjo spiders and they won't mess with you. Well, okay. She decided she didn't want to mess with those Benjo spiders anymore. We had been there for about 6 months. And some friends of ours who happened to be my division officer, Lieutenant Hank Davison, and his wife Sue, and Lynette and me made a reservation at a French restaurant that we'd passed going to work. And we went there. It was quite an experience. It cost us a lot of money to eat there. And we went home and ate because we were still hungry. Our kids, our 3 kids, were babysitting their 3 kids. Our kids were older than theirs, at their house. Well, by the time we got back to their house, they're all in bed asleep. So Lynette and I went home, just the 2 of us. It's the first time we'd had our house to ourselves in a decade or more. So we took a hotsie bath in our bathroom, which you sink down in that big hot water and that up to your chin and just takes your breath away. And you feel so invigorated when you get out of there. Well, we got out and we rinsed off and we dried off. Now we're still both absolutely butt naked. And we went into the bedroom And we had received our own furniture by now, and we had a bookcase headboard in our bed. Well, there's this big old Benjo spider in that bookcase headboard, looking at us. And when we come in the bedroom, you can see his eyes looking at you. Lynette says, "Get rid of that spider." So I slowly reached up, and she had a little teddy bear that she had since she was a little girl. I grabbed that teddy bear by the leg and I whacked at it. And he jumped out of the way just as I was whacking at him because he watched me. He jumped about 2 feet. I missed him, of course. Now whack there, and he jumped about 2 feet. Whack, 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 whack. And she's behind me, watching me do that. And she said my bare ass would bounce around there, whacking at that spider. I finally broke a leg off of him, and then I whacked him. I got him. She's about to die laughing. She's cracking up. Well, that was our last Benjo spider experience. And it was welcome, I can tell you. Y'all carry on into this story.